Hi there, Terese from Remax Preferred, Sea Isle City. The topic for today is what to consider in looking for an investment property. So, when you're looking for an investment property, I'm going to sit down with you and go over what your goals are. Do you want to create as much cash flow as possible now? Do you want to just buy something that would be worth more money in the future and then sell it there to have your profit? So how do you want to collect your money and in what time frame? And then how much money do you want to make? Do you want to have it produce income to cover most of its expenses, all of the expenses, have a surplus? So when you want it to cover most of the expenses, that means you can have your cake and eat it too. You can buy a property that is suitable for your family. You can use it, for your vacation time, and then you can rent it out the rest of the time. So you just give me a schedule. These are the dates that I'm going to make available for rental. And then even if you don't know your calendar for a year ahead of time, you can just say as you go along, okay, Terese, I now need to take these dates for my vacation and pull that off the market. And I can do that very easily. Or even if you have friends that want to rent, you can pull it off. Just because you list your property with an office in town does not mean that you're not allowed to rent the weeks yourself. You certainly can. Just let us know to avoid any double bookings. If you want the property to create a lot of cover most of its expenses, you would just rent it out more weeks than using weeks, and it should cover it. And then finally, if you want it to create positive cash flow where it covers itself and makes more money, that's going to come more into play with how much money you put down and, really the size of your mortgage. So if you have a small mortgage, then the performance of the property with how much cash flow and what it can rent for would then outweigh your expenses. So generally, most people, because the interest rates are relatively low, do not create positive cash flow by putting down a lot of money because it's not expensive to borrow money. And I know right now, so we're sitting here October 2022, and you're saying you're crazy, the interest rates are going up and all that. Well, the interest rates are still relatively relatively low. I remember when it was big news when the interest rates had hit 8%. And the way you kind of need to look at it and reframe it for yourself is, yes, the interest rates have gone up. And no, you're probably not going to see 2, 3, 4% again, but it was a clearance sale and you missed a clearance. There were other things going on and you didn't invest in that time frame that sale was going on, that fire sale. And we're here now and we can do what we can do with what we have. So if you do buy now instead of in the future, that will translate into savings because the interest rates are going to continue to go up as we're going through this time of change, which is expected. And, it's nothing that we can change, but we can, still make the best out of the situation. So yes, you can still buy an investment property. You can still make money. You can still do a 20, 25, 30% down, which is the most common, and not have to put more down. The rental properties are making more money than they've ever made, and that's because of lack of inventory for rentals. And most people are not traveling as much as they used to post-COVID, and they just really love their little town of Sea Isle, which, we all do, and other shore towns as well. So as a result, we have less to offer the tenants for sale. And, if you get lucky, you can get repeat business each year. They even treat the house like it's their own. And I work really hard as an agent to help you build that repeat referral business and also make the maximum dollar. It is possible. So I do a smaller rental business because I just focus on really helping my people that bought a property, and I focus on them instead of doing like a wide scale, just a rental agent. I do rentals so I can service my clients, so it's full service. If I'm going to sell you a property and tell you you can create X amount of dollars in cash flow, I better help you be able to do it. Now, that's not to say that don't rent your property anywhere else. You can rent it yourself direct to somebody. You can also list it with another brokerage. I don't have every single tenant that comes to Sea Isle City by any means. So all I care is that your needs are being met. So, you can list 2, 3 workers in town, and usually that's a good number to manage. And then past that, it gets a little confusing for you. So, how do you find the right real estate investment property? Hopefully, I answered your questions. I do have an investment analysis that when we look at properties, you pick out your top 1 or 2, and we run an analysis on the property, and then that would really help you make your decision. Do I want this one or not? Is it good for me and my family? How would it perform for me? And we can also have comps for rental rates as well. And things are selling out way far in advance. We have a ton of property from 2022 summer that's already sold out for 2023 summer. So if you want to get in on that investment, a lot of people are investing in a rental property right now on a big scale. So if you have cash to move and you want to invest it, it's the best hedge against inflation. And if you want to know more about that, then just ask, drop me a line. Thanks.